Welcome to SML Total Access, where we break down news, predictions, and more in our Madden League. Now, let's get fired up for SML football.
Hello and welcome back to SML Total Access. I am Primetime 000, and with me today is Dan. What's going on, brother?
Not much. Excited about quarter of the way through the season. We're starting to see some people rise up, some people fall already. We got lots to talk about. Excited today.
Yes, for sure. Let's go ahead and get right into it with first down, when we're going to talk about something fun here. What would you rather? Would you rather sweep your rival, win your division, or make a deep playoff run?
Yeah, so I think this is pretty interesting. Obviously, winning the Lombardi is number one, so that's not even worth putting on the list. But of the next three, I think making the deep playoff run is most important because that's ultimately the big boy season, and that's what you can kind of hang your hat on. But very close to it is sweep your rival, and I think last is winning the division. I think winning the division actually isn't as important as we've seen maybe in the past because everyone's kind of good. There's only one playoff bye. Kind of winning your division, there's really not much home field advantage in the playoffs, so it's kind of low on that. But if you can go on a deep run, like win 2-3 playoff games, and you can kind of hold that over, like Fast right now can hold it over my head. Hey, he was in the Super Bowl and I wasn't. But then right after that is, there's something about sweeping your rival that's a lot of fun too. So I'd put those two, 1 and 2, 1A, B kind of thing, and then very, very far down the list would be winning the division.
Yeah, I'm throwing winning the division out. Obviously, for me, it's Lombardi or bust every season, and so to me, if you're not first, you're last. So I'm actually gonna put in sweep your rival over deep playoff run because if I'm gonna make the AFC Championship game and lose like I did to QP, then who cares if I lose in the wild card round? I'd much rather go. I don't know who. I guess QP's my rival. So if I swept him, I'd probably be in the Super Bowl. But hypothetically speaking, I would rather sweep QP than make an AFC Championship game and lose because that rivalry it seems to always grow and build into the multiple seasons. And I like the idea of that, beating that guy and getting in his head and all that. I don't really have much of a rival. I can't even call the QP thing a rivalry because I haven't beat him.
Yeah, he's owned you. Notice he's kind of bumping his chest a little bit in chat a little bit more. Have you picked up on that?
Yeah, I have. He's
okay.
He's one of those guys that I got nothing, and I think we're gonna talk about him maybe later, maybe not, but he's definitely a lot better post blip, and he was good to start the cycle as well. I think each Madden one guy gets really good, and I think QP's one of those guys. But
yeah.
Let's move on to second down. What's one thing that you think is cheesy, but not so much against the rules?
Yeah, this was one of my questions. Obviously, I want to talk a little bit about that field goal block, that inside rush. I clearly understand it's within the rules and everyone's allowed to use it. I just hate it because it feels glitchy. Feels like it's one of those kind of sky kick causing fullback fumbles or moving a player back on punt return to get an extra blocker. One of those little kind of gimmick things that Madden seems to have every year. And I feel like it's a gimmick. And, I think as you see more and more people starting to do it, you're going to see more and more blocks. And we've already seen them kind of in some big moments too. So that's one of them. But again, I mean, everyone has their opinion. We've talked about in chat a little bit. We're going to just disagree a lot on that stuff. But the other one I hate too is I hate the rollout stop.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the rollout stop and then kind of waiting for the receivers to break off their routes. I feel like there's no defense with the AI coverage, and you get a lot of broken plays when someone kind of rolls out and then they just stop and wait, especially when those receivers kind of, I don't mind if the receiver comes back. I don't mind if the receivers are stopping on their routes and just kind of waiting. But when they break off their route and they start running, across the field, or they start running in different directions, that one really kind of ticks me off.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so many things that are actually probably against the rules that are just not talked about a lot. Like, one example would be like somebody running a play concept, and then maybe it's under center and it's got the corner and then it's got the or no, it's got a seam and then it's got a drag coming underneath that. And then they come out in the shotgun and the play calls out of the shotgun and it's a different play name, but it's really got the same play concept. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like that. I mean, usually guys like that are fairly easy to stop and beat
Yeah.
if you know what you're doing. But it's just the idea of like, okay, like come on, like that's just another way
Yeah.
just I just see the same crap over and over again. I don't like the immediate rollout and stop. I don't like. I mean, I could go on a freaking tirade here, just all the little things. The same adjustments every play. I don't. Oh,
Yeah.
one thing I don't know if it's necessarily against the rules, but it should be is like a bajillion hot routes. Like if a guy's like
Yeah.
taking 30 seconds and making all these changes, like more than like on a Hail Mary play, then
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah. There's almost like a unwritten rule of like, okay, one hot route, maybe two at the most. But yeah, every play you can see the quarterback kind of audibling or takes it down, and you know that they're just setting up all those different, like you said, concepts over and over again. I think Mike's the one that mentioned one time, and I thought was a pretty good point because I can do it sometimes too, and I didn't realize it. But like if you're forced to marble, kind of
Mhm.
or Mabel, that kind of defense where you're running a deep blue, a purple, and a flat zone every play because the offense is all that's all they're running. Well, there's
Yeah.
probably a problem in what the offense is constantly running,
Yep.
because all they're doing is looking for high lows on the sidelines.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I agree 100%. Hey, let's move on to third down now. Um, Death Wish is playing really good football. I know he got his quarterback. He's now a second year guy, and he's playing well with them. Can Death Wish make the playoffs?
Yeah, so it feels like we're kind of back to season one pre-blip here, where Death Wish was making a huge, had a huge season with the Jets and was kind of playing his style. He's getting a lot. He gets a lot of pressure. He likes to blitz. He's got I think 10 sacks with Jonathan Allen. I'm not sure how he's doing that. I probably got to check out a little bit how he's doing that, but he's back to playing his style and in the NFC, there's probably two playoff spots that are going to rotate every year. Dump's having an off season so far. I'm sure Faz is going to be fine. I'm not worried about Faz even with the 0-3 computer start. He'll figure it out. But what will Noel or Clink both get a playoff spot? It seems like no one out in the NFC West outside of NYT is gonna get a spot. Future seems maybe taking a kind of a step back too. So I think there's an open spot for DW and with his schedule and the way he's playing, I'm gonna say yeah, I'm buying DW for the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm actually buying as well, and here's why. Top five scoring offense, third in the league, 32 points a game right now. Top five scoring defense, averaging 16 points a game scored against them. He's running the ball well, and he's kind of spreading it around to different players. Not one guy's just way ahead in any stats other than touchdown receptions. One thing I will knock him on: 7 touchdowns and 6 picks. Got to clean that
Yeah.
up a little bit if he wants to continue winning. But I was looking at his schedule, and we're obviously in week 4 right now. But I look at it, and not until week 12 do I say, okay, this guy is guaranteed an underdog. He plays
Yeah.
he plays Field, Fig, Mike, Future, and Graham. So those last two are
Yep.
toss. I think they're toss ups, but and most of those games could probably be considered toss ups. But he's not actually like okay, he's probably gonna lose this game until week 12 against Pauly.
Yeah.
So I think that's big for him, and if he can get on a run and be have only 1 or 2 losses by week 12, I'm gonna have to say he's in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think if he just trusts his defense, we know he's got a great defense there in Washington. If he can, get his running game going, that's his formula to win. And in most cases, that's going to at least give him a shot in all those games. So yeah, I think he's going to get that 10, 11 wins. He's got 4 of them already, so he's moving really close there, to that number, and I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's move on to fourth down here. which non-playoff team last season do you think will make the playoffs? And I'm just going to throw one right at you. Is there somebody who you think who might have made it and is going to miss the playoffs as well?
Well, I think Dump's the one that's going to miss the playoffs. I think, he's just got something in his head. He hasn't evolved this Madden 22 to play it. He's just thinking he can pick up the sticks and get by with his stick skills, and that's just not the case. So I think he's not going to make it. Mike, I don't think Mike's going to make it in the AFC. I think some guy we haven't talked too much about, just like DW, but Fig is playing well right now. I think he's 3-1, and maybe in that wild kind of AFC East where no one seems like they want to win it, maybe Fig can. I don't know. He seems to have Mike's number, and if he can figure out Wood's number, maybe Fig will rise up there. But those are the two guys I have right now. That Mike and Dump aren't going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, for me, I agree with Dump, and I probably Mike as well. But I was looking at, I'm looking at No Bean. He made the playoffs last
Yep.
year. He kind of squeaked in. And what I noticed is season one post blip, he was really. I mean, most of the teams were stock teams, and other than like the Chiefs
Yep.
or something, like usually when you have a really overpowered player, you tend to kind of get an edge. And I think he had that with Derrick Henry, but now as division mates and other teams in the conference build up their rosters, I think the Derrick Henry effect has definitely been neutralized. And he's 1-3, and he's already has one division loss, and he still has to play QP. He has to play me again. He has to play Monty, Faz. I mean, that schedule is tough. Bomber. I mean, so I don't see him getting it done. Pre blip, he was a below 500 player, and I think we're going to see kind of a coming to earth for No Bean, whose window I think in the AFC South and maybe the AFC was very small as was, but it's closed completely now. And for making the playoffs, you know what? I'm gonna throw one out there. I'm gonna say that some way, somehow, Meats is gonna get in because there's two or three guys that we just listed in the AFC that were gonna be out, and I think Meats will find a way in as a 7 seed or something.
So Meats is going to take Bean's spot, is what you
Yeah,
think.
yeah, I think so.
What about Matt? Are you concerned about Matt?
Oh no, not at all. Matt's gonna find his way in. Matt's gonna find his
Not
way.
with not with this tough schedule and this woe is me kind of Eeyore personality. I think Eeyore, that might be my new name for Matt.
Yeah, the thing about Matt is he's a realist, and he's probably right. When he says he's not favored in most of these games, people don't like it, but he's being honest. How many games does he say that he's not favored in that he actually is favored in? I would think he's right. But at the same time, he plays a style to where he's in every game. I think he can pull off some upsets, and I think he'll get in.
Yeah, but he says he's not favored. It's more than not favored. That's fine. That's being a realistic. He talks about losing, like getting blown out, like having no shot, like there's no way, unless the Madden gods smile upon him, is he going to win? And that's the part that's just not true. That's way better than that.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I respect Matt, and I have to agree with Matt. So
I'm just waiting for that sound clip that I can hold on to. So.
you're not getting it, my friend. So let's move on now to the extra point here. Post blip, pre blip, whatever. We've had some changes in the SML. Different teams, obviously. Who do you think has benefited the most post blip?
Yeah, that's a good question. And at first I would love to go right to QP on this, just because I think his team that he got obviously is a huge adjustment going from the Lions to the Ravens. But he won the Super Bowl with the Lions,
Yeah.
and he's won the Super Bowl with the Ravens. But I think why I'm mentioning QP is because he won with the Lions kind of a little bit like the way I won with the Falcons. Like, yeah, you won the Super Bowl, you're a good player, but no one's really fearful of you. No one's thinking you're just going to run through the cycle or win multiple ones with that team until you get a build up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, though, he has a team that you look at Lamar, you look at the players he has, you look at, all that. Now you tap that into the good player that he is, and you start thinking, man, can QP go on a run here? Can he make 2, 3, 4 in a row? Can he win 2, 3, 4 Super Bowls this cycle? Like, that's a legitimate question right now. So I think QP is one of those. I think NYT is another one. I think NYT's got a perfect team for his style, and he's got a perfect division that he just seems to be running it with no questions and concerns. So with the way the NFC is set up, you know what, you get a seating where maybe me and Faz play each other in the divisional round. NYT's on the other round. All of a sudden, NYT's now in the NFC Championship, and with that team, he can easily beat us in a game. NYT could be in the Super Bowl. So I'm going to say NYT and QP would be the two top guys that
Yeah,
have benefited the most.
yeah. Obviously, I played QP in the Super Bowl, and I played QP, a few times after that. I think I got better as a player post Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like last season, I think I played way better than I did in the Super Bowl, and I still lost to him. Now, given he's a Raven,
Yep.
I think QP's benefited from the blip. I think he was a good player, borderline great player in this team, and just how his style is with that Ravens team. It's not cheesy.
Yeah.
It's just
Yep.
good, and I think he's just benefited from it, and it complements his style well. And he's kind of, when you start winning and when your confidence starts building, it kind of goes on a roll. And something interesting here. There's only been two players in the SML to win three or more Simbardis in one cycle. That's myself and the governor,
Okay.
and QP is one win away from doing that. Um, I'll be interested to see. I think in the AFC, realistically, in the playoffs, myself and Bomber are really the only guys that have a shot at taking him down. And maybe Matt if he plays well. I don't think Monty. I don't think Monty's a smart enough player to do it. Everybody's got a puncher's chance, but I don't see anybody else in the AFC doing it. And in the NFC, like you said, once you get to the Super Bowl, it's one game, and there's only gonna be one guy there. So yeah, it's tough, but I think QP's definitely benefited a lot. So
Yeah, let me share a little breaking news though, information. I don't know if you quite know this, but this so-called Thanos Club really, it's really not a club at all. They really, they're not tight. There's no brotherhood. There's no bond.
mm-mm.
QP was in my DMs the minute that the Super Bowl was set until the Super Bowl was played. I mean, we broke down Faz's game, even to the point, like,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to release information, but at the point where afterwards he just said, I executed the Dan play perfectly. So
Wow.
you know what? Let me just put this out there, Faz. Like, hey, I know you and I are bitter rivals. I know we're bickering a lot, but hey, my DMs are always open for you, bud. Like, I can tell you what to do to beat QP. Like, I got like you go back to last season. I played QP. Man, he got up to me on 14. I shut him down. Like, he had no answers after that. So the QP blueprint is out there. You and Bomber, any guys, you guys want that? Come and talk to me. I got that set up for you. So I don't think he's gonna get that third Lombardi.
Yeah.
I think we figured him out. I think he's got a kind of a little bit of a target on his back, and you start getting all these masterminds. You get all these game planners, Paulie, you, Bomber, Faz together. We're not going to let him win again. That team's done. Plus, he's the Ravens, and no one likes the Ravens, so we got to take him down.
Yeah, no, here's the thing about QP again. Season when he won that first championship with the Lions, I think it kind of caught everybody off guard a little bit. Um, Once fool me once, whatever the saying is. But the second one, I came at him as just about. I mean, I gave him just. I mean, I played as good as I could have, and
Yep.
he stood in and he took the freaking body blows and the haymakers, multiple fourth quarter touchdowns I scored on him that probably would have KO'd somebody else, and he was composed enough to do it.
Yep.
He's a hell of a player. I think that it's going to be interesting to see. People sometimes get on the top. The pressure gets turned up a little bit, like you said. People like, okay, let's see what you got now. Let's see how you do it with the X on your back. And I'm not gonna back down. I don't. I'm gonna try to win a few more Simbardis this cycle. So I don't want to crown QP the king quite yet, but he's done a hell of a job to earn the best player of the cycle so far.
Listen, as soon as playoff time comes, we'll be chatting. We'll set you up. QP's got some tendencies that have been notified, and some of some of the people have been in my DMs already figuring it out. So we'll talk about it.
So there you go, guys. It turns out that the Weatherman and the GOAT might be teaming up to take down QP and have a Dan Prime Super Bowl. Dan, any other thoughts or comments you want to make?
No, man, it's just it's we're starting to get through the season. We got a little bit here before trade deadline. Maybe one or two teams need to make some big trades to kind of push on for this season. Some other teams are already thinking about next season. But let's keep the SML rolling. Everything's been going good, and great league out there.
Yes, sir. All right, Dan, we appreciate you. And everybody, thanks for listening to SML Total Access. Until next time, you guys have a great day.